I'm doing somersaults in my stomach right now. This is a poem that I wrote for somebody very, very close to me, very near and dear to me. And yeah, I really hope you guys like it. It's a piece of my heart. And I decided that this is the last time I'm going to be performing it. So hope you guys enjoy it. So I am 8 years old, all bucked teeth and limbs that have no idea how to look like a little girl's, racing to the toy section of the department store. The image, I'm sure, is burned into the nightmares of every Christian mother, their daughter, cradling in her arms a plastic police gun. You know, almost every year, I would look forward to my grandmother's visits from the English countryside, Wiltshire, the mysterious land of Christmas-time snow and molehills. And she'd be spreading out her tiny 5'1" frame on a deck chair with a book, and there, on our balcony, she would spend the entire afternoon with our prideful Philippine son, like she wanted her porcelain skin to match the colors of the worn pages she read. My grandmother is an astronaut, transcending age and ocean, so full of wisdom that was never misplaced. She always knew the right things to say, and exactly when to say them, but most of the time she was content to float between our reality and the one she plucked from her bookshelf. I loved to watch the dog ears in her books crawl from the dedication to the resolution. We held hands like entangled kite strings, wandering out into the balcony just as the sun began to rise. And, you know, even the sun would hover there, like it was waiting for her to start its day. I figured that as long as the world in her head kept turning, so would mine. My father and I are at the breakfast table when we hear the news, and he tears and crumples his cocktail napkin like he can transfer all the punishment into it somehow. It's not like we didn't see it coming, because we did. I was just so surprised at how greedy dementia could be. Now, I think I know how it must have felt to have been awake on that January morning of 1967, watching Apollo 1 make its ascent, seeing that first spark before the explosion. I want, more than anything, to transmit a message to the astronaut in that doomed cabin. I don't know what I'd say, I just don't want the last thing she hears to be screaming, but we are on different frequencies now. I bought you a bookmark, but nowadays it just saws the book back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes I catch you reading a page 3 or 4 times before you put the book down. My grandfather has brought out photo albums more times than I can count. He unearths old stories to anchor you down, but I can tell how much it hurts you not to recognize the faces you've smiled with. My father says that it's a coping mechanism, to nod at our conversations with expressionless eyes. He's trying to make sense of it all, but it doesn't make sense. Grandmother is Humpty Dumpty, putting all the pieces together again, but I can give you all the missing ones. You used a mosquito net as a blanket once. You raised a son who used to faint every Christmas morning because he was so excited. Cruel, cruel forgetting. Don't take everything. Let her keep the sound of music and the king and I and all the melodies so she can still hum along. Let her keep feeding the birds in the summertime, the ones she swore would recognize her. Let her keep me standing at the very end of a street with a sign saying welcome home in my brightest crayon. If I could, I'd carry that sign everywhere, just a reminder where we stood. My father tells me he doesn't know what he'll do if he can't make her laugh tomorrow. Sometimes, grandmother, I forget too. And you reach out to touch your hand, and when you pull away, I find that I'm just 8 years old again. In the toy section, with a plastic police gun. I used to pretend I was your guard. Do you remember how no ant was safe that wandered too close to you? I can't play police anymore. Watching pieces of you get stolen right under my nose every single day, all I can do is play ground control. Reaching out through a passless void to the other side of the room. What are you thinking? Who's she? Do we hug? she love me? Grandmother, you are still an astronaut drifting further and further away from the shuttle. The deck chair is empty. No. They say the deeper you love someone, the deeper your scars are at the end of it all. Is it stupid then that if I could, I'd make the same stupid memories over and over and over again, knowing that in the end we all forget anyway? Talk slowly. If you can't land yet, then please hover close. Take your time remembering my name. The sun will always wait for you. And so will I.